Hi, my name is Safa Akila binti Siddiq. My metric number is 197095. Okay, so basically for the experiment, we measure the displacement, acceleration, and the velocity of the vibration force. So for the objective is to measure the displacement, acceleration, and velocity subjected to the vibration force. So the introduction is in this experiment, when we measure the displacement, acceleration, and velocity, it involves harmonic excitation. Harmonic excitation occurs in power installation equipped with rotating and reciprocating machinery. In many realistic situations, the exciting force vary with time in a non-harmonic fashion. They may be periodic or non-periodic. A periodic function is one in which the portion defined over a period the initial repeats itself definitely. So in this experiment, a force is against by the time. Propeller force on a ship while loading induced by vortex shedding on a tall slender structure are the example of the periodic force, whereas a quick ground motion has no resemblance to periodic function. Okay, I can so for the simple example of harmonic response of a system can be observed in the response of simply supported beam. In this experiment, we use the stiffness of a simply supported beam, which is K. K is equal 48 EI divided by L cubic. E is the Young modulus of the material. I is the area moment of inertia. L is the effective length of the beam. So the response of the beam we determine by driving frequency of the applied force, the damping value, and the mass of the system. Any changing of the parameter are allowed the harmonic response of the beam to examine the details. So that's all. I will pass to the next presenter.
For this experiment to be done, we are required to have a few apparatus, which is this is the LVDT, this is the beam, and this is the accelerometer. So moving on to the back over here. So this is the one that we can control the speed of the rotation. This one will show you the speed meter. Done? So basically the purpose of this experiment is to find the time domain graph and frequency domain graph from the apps, which is LabVIEW, which eventually going to be transferred to the MATLAB and we can obtain the graph. So as you can see here, for the manipulated variable, we decided to make it the speed, rotation speed, which is 3 different rotation speed, so that we have 3 different value. So that, for example, over here we use 108 rotation per minute. So as you can see here, the beam started to vibrate, right? So the sensor over here will detect the rotation and will bring the data from the wire over here and bring to the LabVIEW application. Okay, then I will be explaining on the LabVIEW. So we set we open the LabVIEW and we set the apparatus exactly like this. And then after we set up the LabVIEW, we will click on the run to start the oscillating of the beam. We run this for exactly 3 seconds and then we stop. After we run for 3 seconds, we will get the result of the acceleration and displacement. Okay, then we will save the result. To find the frequency domain, we need to use the MATLAB to convert it to frequency domain.
So next, after we get the result from the LabVIEW, so we open the MATLAB, and this is the data that we get from the LabVIEW. Just for example, this one is for RPM 200. So this is the command that is prepared by Mr. Hisham to enable us to translate the data from the LabVIEW to give the time domain graph and frequency domain graph. So first of all, we have to make sure that the command over here is exactly the same as the file that get from the raw data, which for example the command over here is rpm 300.lvm, and the file for the raw data is also rpm 300.lvm. The second one is we have to also make sure that the command over here is for the displacement. Okay, after we make sure all two items have been has been so after the two items have is right, so we click run and it will produce three graph. So we only want two graph, which is the time domain graph, which is in the middle one, and the frequency domain graph in the right one. So this is the graph that will be insert in the result. So to change the data, we basically change this 300 LVM, for example, into 200 LVM. So we will get a different set of data with a different graph. Like, for example, over here, this is the time domain graph and this is the frequency domain graph. And also this is applied for the 400 LVM, which using the same procedure. So after that, we change the displacement over here with acceleration, which is ACC, to give the result for the acceleration. Before this is the displacement. So the same procedure, which is make sure that the data name is exactly the same as the file name. So we click run and we will get this graph. So after we obtain the three graph from three different RPM, so we basically can combine all the three lines like this. So the yellow line represent the 400 RPM, the red line represent the 300 RPM, and blue line represent the 200 RPM. Same goes to this one. Okay. This one also, and also this one. So basically, this is the result that we want to obtain from the MATLAB.
Okay, so my name is Amin Bitri Misharom and my metric number is 198590. Okay, now we will jump to the result and analysis of this experiment 11. So as you can see on the screen, I have shared our result for the experiment 11, which we prepare it as a graph of the frequency domain for acceleration, time domain for acceleration, frequency domain for displacement, and time domain for displacement. So as you can see for the first graph, you can see that this is the graph of the frequency domain for acceleration after the experiment being held. So the yellow line, which represent the speed of 400 RPM as the highest acceleration compared to the 200 and 300 RPM. So we will jump to the next graph. So this is the time domain for acceleration. We also can see that on the graph, we can see that all three value of speed give the peak value in terms of YF when the frequency is at 1 to 7 Hertz. Okay, so for the displacement graph, okay, the first one is the frequency domain for displacement. We can see, as we know, that three speed have absolutely similar value of acceleration over a period of 3 seconds. You can see the graph here. Okay, and for the last graph or the last result of our experiment, the graph of the domain for displacement, time domain for displacement. So we can see the graph we can get here is the time domain for displacement. So next, for the discussion of our result, I will pass to our next member, Samir. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Samir Saleh Al-Akrabi and my metric is number 199948. So my part in this is discussion So based on the results obtained from the experiment, we can see that the harmonic response of the system is affected by the different motor speed. The higher the motor speed that has been set, the higher the amplitude for the harmonic response, as we can see in figure 5.2. This one. Yeah. So for the graph of time domain for acceleration that obtained from lab view, we can observe that for the 400 RPM motor speed gives the highest peak value, then followed by 300 RPM and 200 RPM. The same observation can be seen in figure 5.4, this one. Yeah. For the time domain for the displacement, the motor speed of 400 RPM gives the highest peak value from the graph above. It shows that the frequency domain for the acceleration has more spike, as the sensor for the acceleration are very sensitive, and for the frequency domain for displacement has less spike, as the sensor to sense displacement are less sensitive. That was my part, and thank you very much.